Let's see what's going on for you guys. You start your month off with an ace, really cool. You have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana cards. You have 1, 2 court cards. Okay, now my message for you before I started the reading was to keep grounded this month. So to use your Capricorn abilities of groundedness whenever anything pops up that could, confront you in one way or another. So to be grounded, retain that groundedness. And I think that goes for decision making or situations that might be occurring where people could be involved, communication type things as well. Anyhow, let's start your reading off with the Ace of Swords. So brand new month, brand new way to walk into the month. The Ace is, that Ace in particular, is a sign of winning something through your deeds or your effort or some input that has gone on behind. It can have a little bit of acrimonious feel to it because you see the two wreaths that are broken in half, torn asunder on the top of it. It's as if you're saying, great, I won, so stick that. I'm the leader or the boss or the winner. Sometimes it means there has been something going on in the background that has been a bit of a battle, but you have overcome it and you have reached the apex and achieved success from it. Now, sometimes this can be literally the separating of a ways in a relationship, because when the swords appear, we quite often think of it's an air sign energy, and they're all about words and thoughts and communication. So sometimes terse words can have been used in a previous situation to get you to this outcome. It can be the falling away of relationships. It can even indicate divorce or separation, but usually because it needs to happen and you're more happy about it and you're moving into a newer direction. So sometimes this is not necessarily physical divorce or separation, but it's the final separation. It's the separation of the mind. It's that freedom or ability to move on to the next step in your life. So something as you move into May has been going on in the background that's enabling you to let it go finally and move into the new. And we come here to the Three of Wands, the second card in, still in the first week. And this guy here has his back to us, and he's contemplating more often than not what direction he is going in the future. Coming back to the Ace just briefly, it can even be like a separation of a partnership, even a business partnership. And it can have to do with signing documents, legal documents. So take all that into consideration and figure out which one of those fits your category and what it means personally to you. So the Three of Wands is often about considering where you're going in your future or your career or what you're doing. It's a creative card and it's contemplation. I often think of this card too as contemplating in the future, so setting plans for the future or considering where you will end up or how you will get there, and using some creative perspective with it, and quite often associated with your career thoughts or ideas around that as well. It can mean travel. The Eight of Coins here, or Pentacles, is your sign. Funnily enough, these three cards here all bundled up are actually your type of energy. So this is a great card. It shows that your wealth is slowly accruing, that the way you handle it, that the way you manage it, your hard work, your ethics are all paying dividends at this point in time. So it's a positive card that gives a tick of approval, and it says keep up that hard work because you just continue to grow from that point on. It's a good card of abilities, because he's making this, he's a hand-working person who is making products or crafts or something along those lines. So his skills and knowledge are being deployed for enabling him to earn this money. So take all of that information and put it together for yourself. It doesn't mean you have to be making crafts, but what it means is that the skills that you have will be what makes you and grows your material harvest on the world. The only thing I can think of personally, which is a little bit going with beyond the broad spectrum meaning of the cards, which is what I intended to do for the reading, to basically just stick with the main meanings of each card. But this one here, the Eight of Pentacles, I often think of something out of balance in this base chakra. You may need some sort of physio, or you may have backache or leg aches. You could need some opening up of that. There could be a blockage there at this point in time that you want to allow more creativity to come in. So connect with Earth. That was that staying grounded message. Wear red colours, eat reddy brown foods. That type of thing will help get that energy flowing. We come to the Devil at the end of the first week. The major definitions, if you like, for this particular card are out of balance or obsession. So out of balance and obsession tends to refer to the things that we do in life and our emotional perspective. So whether or not you need to rebalance things at the end, this could be anything to do with food or diet or drugs in your life, or emotions, such as relationships that are not serving you, that are not particularly well established or well balanced, or fear. This could be either you that has a relationship that is out of balance with someone else, or they are not treating you fairly. The idea is, a key word too is obsession with the card. The idea is when this card pops up to re-look at anything in your life that could be brought back into harmony or balance and try and deal with it that way. Remember too, these cards are only just for a period in time. So as I say, some of it could swivel on up into April, and some of it could be moving itself down into June. So allow for a little bit of flexibility in the time span. We come to the next card over here and we see the Fool. Great card. It's one of my all-time favourites. He is actually heading off on a journey, but interestingly enough, he seems to be going backwards into possibly April. So maybe some thoughts or feelings that you had plans on, or visions or epiphanies in April, will be what creates this movement or energy in May. This card is very much about being you and not necessarily having to be moulded into something that somebody else wants, which was exactly what this card can be about. So sometimes you might have thought, no, I am going to break free. I'm not going to tolerate, being subjugated or put down by anyone else. And this could be at work, or in your home life, or relationships, or even just yourself. And the next action you take is this breaking free, which is really, really good. The Fool card just says to us we have some sort of illumination at the mind level and the spiritual level, that we finally acknowledge, this is my journey, this is about me. So to hell with everyone else. I'm going to go out and seek my desires and plot my path in life. And as I say, it could connect back to something that happened a little bit earlier in the year. The Knight of Swords, he can be an air sign person, and he could be around you for this particular point in time. Often younger in age. He could be someone that, and often is a male energy, but not all the time. He could be someone who is going to be connected to you with an attraction, like a spark of attraction, because they quite often do. They come in this really quick, passionate energy, and they have a lot to say, and they stir things up, and and sometimes you can find that enthralling. Anyway, he's around about at this time. Sometimes it can also indicate that communication with someone within a relationship may be a bit tense or could fire up. When that happens, it pays to rethink strategies and rethink ways of talking and solving situations. Stay grounded. But anyhow, he quite often comes and goes anyhow. We come here to the Six of Pentacles, underneath this pentacle as well. 2 overall general meanings for this card. They're opposite of each other, but the first one is that you are this person in the position to give something out to someone else. Now, giving is one of the greatest gifts we can do, and of course everything in life has an opposite or comes back to you. It's karmic. So when you give, you receive. Now, that's how life works, and funnily enough, some people still don't get that. If you're this person here, it's a wonderful place to be fortunate enough to be able to offer someone else in a time of need something that they require. Now, it doesn't have to be material or wealth. It doesn't have to mean that you're handing over money, but it might. The other things that you can hand over are your knowledge, your skills, your empathy, your caring, your support. Okay, so it's one of those type of things. It is a lovely card. The other meaning of the card is that you could be this person down here who needs assistance at this time. And again, it could be any of the modalities I have just mentioned. And if you need it, remember, be open to taking it. Being offered help or support is just as nurturing as giving it. Cyclically, everything comes around. So don't be afraid to ask for help or support, or even some extra finances for a while as a loan from someone, if that's what you need. We come here to the 10 of Swords. It's a gloomy looking card, possibly one of the most gloomy in the deck. But people often forget to look at this light, this sunrise that is coming up over the brow of these hills in the background. So we see this chap lying on the ground with 10 swords in his back. Now 10s are often the end of cycles, so it's feeling as if a cycle has completed. So you can often find that you may feel as if you have been stabbed in the back by a friend or by a close associate. If this is the case, it needed to be moved on. Funny how it's attached to this card, almost as if to say this unhealthy unbalance could have been associated one way with this energy up there, and it's time to let it go and move on. Whenever there is an ending, there is always a new beginning and a new door opening. You can feel sort of a bit of isolation or loss or feeling down at this time, but it is always temporary and fleeting. The other thing is, similar to this one up here, I think of back pain or neck pain or needing release. So to release tension, which could be needing a chiropractor or an osteopath or some sort of Reiki healing, or just something to rebalance that energy line down the back of your spine and into the neck here. Now the other meaning for the card, which was an interesting one that I have not come across before necessarily, but the lady who I learnt this spread from, she had a particular meaning that when this card turned up, she would sometimes say this could be an older person who is beginning to come to the end of the phase of their life. But it doesn't mean right away. It can be quite a long transition, so it could be like respite care. So it could be going on for some length of time. But it would be interesting to know if that actually does front up or take shape. So we come down here to the third week. We've got the Four of Cups. This is quite often about an offer being presented to you and you think it's not good enough. So you go, no, I could do better than that. Now the idea with this card is he's kind of like really obstinate about this, sitting there with his arms folded, not open to listening to the offer. And these 3 cups are sitting down here. Sometimes this can be an offer from around the heart, so an emotional offer or a love gesture offer. Other times it can be a little bit more open than that and be maybe offers of partnership, which could include businesses or deals or something along those lines. The main key word for the card is that's lack of appreciation or lack of ability to see potential. So when this card turns up, listen to any offers that come your way for anything and be more open and look into them and see how they could actually work for you. This card here, the Five of Swords, he's beneath this one again. It's funny how they seem to marry themselves up to almost give themselves a little bit more in-depth energy. Again, he's kind of, it's about words or communication or disassociation and slight arguments, often involving three people. Some of them are going to walk away and not be particularly happy, but usually this one here is you, so you win the outcome. Again, that key word, be grounded. Use your words carefully and try and treat the situation in the best manner, because then it's not going to come back to stick you or haunt you later on. We come here, quite a big week this third week in all terms, because you've got two major arcanas right next to themselves, Death and the Hermit. We see in both of them this illumination of light, and they're almost matching up next to each other on the cards as well. Death is always, again, rebirth. You've got a lot of rebirth going on in this reading. If we look at this one, this, and potentially this, all about, and you've even got lots of endings because there's 3 tens. So 10, 10, 10. Big messages for you in this one, Capricorn. Yeah, you're leaving something behind big time, and you're rebirthing yourself, because even with the Death, the very next card, really, well, the next stage is this new beginning and walking out. I think it's a big month for you, a really big month. You will have a lot going on in your mind and in situations in your life around you, and I think that was why the message, stay grounded, which is where you get your energy from, because you're the earth sign. I like the Death card. They perhaps should never have called it that, because people seem to panic when it comes in. But it is always about new doors again. And I see it's teed in here with this. So it is definitely about leaving something behind. And when we do that, we often do feel a bit of anxiety or tension, because we can suddenly find ourselves going in a new direction. So when that happens, you have to muster up all your energy and your strength and focus on the positives, and not let yourself fall into any negative patterns such as anxiety or phobias or fears or hate or anger. Often this movement forward is by choice. We choose to move, we're ready to go. A little bit like the Fool suggests up there to us that you are in fact ready to go, that some of these choices you might very well be making yourself. Out the door you go, and into your new paradigm of life and direction. So he's had enough of where he's been. His belief systems are outdated. The way he handles himself in life is not dealing to him anymore. He wants change, he wants challenge, he's seeking the new, often at every level. So philosophical, spiritual, physical, jobs, relationships, everything, kaboom. Who knows where it stems from, but it's a big one, and out the door you go. Now remember, transitions generally don't happen overnight, they can take time. Then we come to the Hermit. So he, with his blazing energy and his determined directness, marching out on the energy of a horse, he then turns to this, which is a wee bit more quiet, contemplative energy. Going within to see, have I chosen this right direction, and what exactly is it that I seek? Sometimes this can just be quiet time, like a respite, taking the weekend out, spending time on your own, not necessarily wanting to socialise. And the rest of the message is that you gain some sort of insight from your solidarity and your inner perspectives. And this is what the illumination is. And the illumination is starting over here as a sunrise, and it ends over here with a nighttime lamp. So it's kind of like you're going to evolve through a whole process of a journey about your life, which is really empowering and powerful all at the same time. So big cards, big week. You've actually got quite a funneling of big stuff all down this side. So there's something about this whole ends of the weeks in the month where stuff might happen or feelings might come in for you. We get to the bottom card for the bottom of the reading of the last week, and I should just move those up a little bit. The 10 of Cups. Here are your 2 tens again. After this and this, you've definitely feeling like things are moving on. But these 2 tens represent great strength and fortitude and happiness and satisfaction and support, and especially this family here standing here holding their arms strong and saying thank you for the support and the nurturing and everything that we have in life that is so special and joyful and happy and connected. So this can indicate family energies, or your friendships around you, or your extended family, and sometimes children are definitely involved in this. But it is a grateful card of wonderful just achievements in life that have been so great and happy and rewarding. And the card next to it is almost identical, a little bit more earth sign oriented, and this has more of the water energy, being the cups. But again, this is an older man, like a grandfather, sitting there watching his family. He is financially well looked after. He has managed his money well, a little bit like this guy up here, but he's older in age. He feels this great love for his family and his roots and where he comes from and what he is. He's happy, he's knowledgeable, he's proud. He's happy to pass out some of this money to his family and friends as well, because he has this establishment of it. So this is either how you're going to come out feeling after this stuff up here, or you are involved in this one way or another, or this energy is around you, whether it is your extended family or other family members. We come here to the King of Wands, and he is also looking in on it. Perhaps you have an earth sign person who's involved in these feelings, a fire sign person who's involved in this whole gathering of feelings and situations and warmth, because these are wonderful older people again who can be very supportive, knowledgeable. He has a great philosophical ideas. He's great for coming to creative abilities. He's very good with businesses and ideas. He could possibly even be a potential new employer if you were looking for new jobs at any time. It seems to me that idea of jobs was way up here. These endings could be your career. You may even be making career changes and leaving a job behind. So, as I say, because it's a general reading, it's going to be different for each and every one of you, but I have given you the broader perspective meaning of each card. We come down here to the Justice card at the very end of the month. Justice always, to me, suggests keeping things in balance, and we see this sword up here on the left, which is exactly how you started your month, with the sword in the air up in the top left. So you've come cyclically around something within a month. This card can literally mean justice. It's a karmic card, and it talks about the karmic cycle of life and that justice will prevail, and since it's in your reading, it should weigh in your favour. If any of you are going through any court cases or anything like that, which could be, say, divorces or separations or the signing of legal documents, this card often says it will pass in your favour. It will work well. So it's a major arcana card. It does have a lot of meanings. There's a lot of hidden sort of stuff that goes on behind the card as well. But the basic overall meanings are, it's a karmic past life card that rebalance is being established. Look at this, we had this lack of balance up here. We're getting rebalance brought back in down here, that it generally works in your favour. It is also a card that suggests at this time, don't do anything unjust. Remain within the bounds of legal activity. If you are appearing in a court case, more often than not, it is favourable for you. Or if you have legal documents to sign, again, it's usually favourable for you. You must also bring balance into your activities and the particular area that this is dealing with. So there we are, Capricorn. That's a very big reading for you guys.